All right, so what's happening with the first one here on the left? What's the minus 7 telling me? Right 7. And what's the plus 1? Up 1, right? So, our parent function, vertex, is here. So if we go right 7 and up 1, we'll change the color here. That's the new one, right? Nothing else changes, right? So it would just be right there, wouldn't it? Because it's just left 1 and up 1 for either side of it, and then it's right 2 and up 4 for either side of it, right? Should be. Let's see if that works. So if I put 8 in, what's 8 minus 7? 1. What's 1 squared? Plus 1, 2. So we're at the right spot, right? So there's our 5 points. Okay? What's this one telling us? When we're doing it to the x, we're changing the x part, right? First of all, I like to clean that up, right? But what's happening when we're changing the x part? Is that horizontal or vertical change? Horizontal, right? Now, when it's horizontal and we changed it by 2, we're actually doing what? Compressing it by what number? 1/2, right? The reciprocal, remember? Horizontal transformations, we're thinking reciprocal, right? So it's a horizontal compression by 1/2 is what's happening there. I guess to describe this, we were supposed to describe it. You guys told me, I didn't write it down. Right 7 and up 1, right? This is a horizontal compression by a factor of 1/2. Okay? So will my vertex change at all? No. All right, and if you're having trouble of where it goes because of the 1/2, just do an XY table, right? Put 1 in here. What's 1 squared? 1 times 4? 4. So instead of 1, 1, it's 1, 4, and that will work for -1, right? What's 2 squared? 4 times 4? 16. So at 2, it's way, up here wherever 16 is. And -2, it's way up there. Okay? So does this look like it's like half as wide as normal? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So it was a horizontal compression. It pushed it this way to make it skinnier. Because horizontal is this way, right? Half as wide as the normal parent function. That help? Okay. Homework problems. I gave you the answers. Is there any of these that you had a question on? I did them all for you and showed you there. Again, this is just up 1, right? And this is right 4, left 3, right 9, up 5, left 10, down 3, right? We're good? We know where the vertices are, the vertex, because it's in vertex form. All right, and then these we changed this. Again, I like to clean these up when there's parentheses around it. That's just a reflection about the what? The y, right? When you change the x to its opposite, it's a reflection about the y. This is a vertical compression. by 1/3. Okay? This is a reflection about the x, the whole thing, and then a horizontal compression of 1/2, right? The reciprocal, because it's inside with the x. So again, this would be 2x squared is 4x. 2x times 2x, 4x squared, then that negative makes it negative 4x squared. So it's the one we just did for warm up, except flipped, right? Just flipped up the other way because our negative sign. Okay? This one we moved it right one, and then we vertically compressed it by half. So it got, this way got a little wider because we converted it there, compressed it. We okay with those? Okay, good job. Today, all right? It says, let the graph of G be a translation 3 units to the right and 2 units up, followed by a reflection in the y-axis of the graph. All right, write a rule for G. Okay, so this is a little bit more to it because we're just used to f of x equals what? What are we used to? The parent function. What is the parent function for quadratics? F of x equals just x squared. If you notice, we got a minus 5x here, right? So we just do these one at a time, all right? If we're moving it 3 units right, what are we doing to the x? If we're going right 3, what are we doing to the x? Subtracting 3, right? So wherever we see an x, we have to put x minus 3. Okay? So we see an extra x from what we're used to. Right? So it looks like this. All right, just do one at a time. Now, we should clean this up. We should simplify it. All right, so what does x minus 3 squared mean? Nolan? Well, it's going to end up being quadratic, yeah, because it's squared, right? But what's it mean? Like what's 3 squared mean? 3 times 3. So what's x minus 3 squared mean? X minus 3 times x minus 3, right? So off to the side here, that's what x minus 3 squared means. Well, how do I multiply these two binomials, Jordan? How do I multiply these together?
Distribute.
Yeah, you distribute twice. So what's the word we call it? 4-letter word. Foil. Yeah, right? You guys know how to foil, don't you? So first, outside, inside, last, right? What is negative 3x and a negative 3x? What's the negative 3 and negative 3? Come on. Negative 6, thank you. So x squared minus 6x plus 9. What do I do with the negative 5? Well, what do we call it? We don't call that FOIL. Distribute, right? Okay. Well, why is it different? There's two terms here. So, when you FOIL, it's just negative 5 times both of them, right? Okay, so simplifying that, we got x squared minus 11x, combining like terms, and 24. So that's the blue part. 3 units right. What do we do when it says 2 units up? Just add 2 on the end of it, right? So this is just plus 2. So can I simplify that? Yeah, now it's x squared minus 11x plus 26, right? And then what does that mean? Reflection in the y. This way, what are we changing? The x. So we change x to its opposite. So wherever we see an x, we're going to do what? Change it to a what? Its opposite is negative x. All right? So this is negative x squared minus 11 times negative 11 plus 26. So to clean it up, finish it up, final answer, what's negative x times negative x? X squared. What's negative 11 times negative x? Negative 11 times negative 1x. Positive 11x plus 26. Okay, so it wasn't just changing the x with the x squared. We had another x that was in our equation, our function. All right? So 3 units right, we go x minus 3. 2 units up, just plus 2 on the end. Reflection in the y, we change the x to its negative x, opposite. Okay? One step at a time, though. It would be very hard to go from just reading that problem and writing the final answer. I probably couldn't even do that. All right? Just do it one at a time. Now, let me show you a little shortcut. This is always going to be true. When you have a binomial squared, all right, a little shortcut is square the x, then just multiply these two together, and then double it, times 2. It's always going to be 2 of them. So x times negative 3 is negative 3x, doubled is negative 6x. And then just square that number. Negative 3 times negative 3 is plus 9. So if you don't want to write it out twice and FOIL it, that's a little shortcut if you want to learn that. Square the x for x squared. Multiply those two together and double it, times 2 to get the middle. And then square the, it's always going to be plus, because a negative times negative or a positive times positive is going to be plus, right? So just a quick little shortcut if you want to do that. Questions? Okay, let's try another one. All right, so here's our original. We're going to have to, we got 2 x's we got to fill in, just like the last one. All right, so 4 units left. Okay, so what am I doing to my x? Plus 4, right? Remember, it's the opposite when we move left and right, horizontally, right? So, g of x equals 2 times x plus 4 squared plus x plus 4. There. Okay, let's clean it up. I'm going to do the shortcut. What's x squared? X squared, right? What's x times 4? 4x. Double 8x. What's 4 squared? 16. Now what do I do to clean this up? Still not cleaned up enough. What do I do with that 2? Distribute it. So it's 2x squared plus 16x plus 32 plus x plus 4, right? Can I make that simpler? Yes. 2x squared. 16x plus 1x is 17x. 32 plus 4 is 36. So that's what it is, moving it 4 units left. 1 unit down, what do I do now? Just minus 1 on the end, right? So what's 36 minus 1? 35. So it's 2x squared plus 17x plus 35. Followed by a reflection in the x-axis. What changes there? The y, the whole thing, right? So when I just did blue, didn't I? I wanted to do a different color. Just change it to green. The reflection in the x-axis is green. So I'm doing this. Opposite of the whole thing. So you distribute the negative through. So our final answer is negative 2x squared minus 17x minus 35. So remember, right or left, opposite, right? We're thinking. Usually left is going minus, right? But we're going to do plus. Going right is usually plus, but we're going to write minus. That's what we've been doing all this time, right? For these horizontal movements, these horizontal translations. So we're just substituting in place of x. An x plus 4, x minus whatever. Okay? Making sense? That's basically it. Questions? It's a lot of Algebra 1 stuff, right? Just simplifying stuff. Distributive, FOIL, combining like terms. Stuff you guys are good at. There's your assignment. Good job.